Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the Master Grade Tallgeese 3. So this is a little bit out of nowhere, I realize, so let me get a few things out of the way. First off, this kit is not mine. This is another kit that I have on loan to me from my good buddy Alex, who recently started his own channel, who I should take this opportunity to plug. So check out his channel, it's Alex to Duke Studios. He's going to be finally making some Gunpla-esque, or Gunpla-related, I should say, videos of his own there, so you should check that out. Anyway, I have got this kit from him that I'm going to just be snapping up and reviewing for you guys. And so yes, this was a Bandai kit, and I know this was a P-Bandai release, or sorry, I should say P-Bandai. This was a P-Bandai release that obviously got a lot of people heated because it's a really popular design, and being P-Bandai, that made it more expensive and harder to get, and that's just frustrating for people, which I understand. If you've been here on my channel for a long time, or maybe just looked through some of my old reviews, you know that I have actually done a review of the Dragon Momoko version of this kit back in the day. I picked up the Dragon Momoko kits of the Tallgeese 1 and the Tallgeese 3. The Tallgeese 3 simply because I thought it came with better effect parts. It has an effect part for the huge cannon, and it also has a heated, like clear orange version of the Heat Whip, which I thought was cool. Ultimately, in retrospect, I wouldn't buy that kit again, and I wouldn't recommend anyone else to buy it, because in that time, Dragon Momoko's quality was not as good as it is now. These days, I mean, if people want to buy Dragon Momoko kits, that's totally up to them, but I think they're fine kits these days. But back in the day when they were just copying Bandai's molds and adding just a couple of new parts to it, which I guess is kind of still what they do for some of the kits. But anyway, let's just talk about this kit, and in the review, of course, I'll compare this to my Dragon Momoko kits, but just keep in mind that one has been a little while since I've actually touched it, so it's probably like just gonna fall apart in the review. But anyway, let's take a look around the box here. Just standard P-Bandai style, just blue tone. The list price for this was 4,500 yen, so I mean, if you could get it at or near list price, really not all that expensive, I don't think, but I'm sure if you're not living in Japan or somewhere where you can get P-Bandai kits, you're probably paying $60, $70, $80 for this probably, so it's expensive. Let's take a look through all the runners. Obviously, it's going to have pretty much everything that the original Tallgeese kit has, just the regular P-Bandai, or the regular standard release Tallgeese 1. It is going to have some new parts in here that are new. They're not taken from the old 1/100 scale kit, which is nice. That was a relief. The runners are also going to be broken up a little bit differently because of different color ways for this kit. So a lot of the parts of the regular Tallgeese are here, but if they're in a different color, they may be like separated on the runners and stuff. So we'll take a look through all the runners here. A few brown parts in there. There's that yellow crest, some polycaps, a whole bunch of blue parts, a couple of stickers there, some water slides, which is nice to have, and all of that. So, alright, here we have our manual with the box art here, but now it's in an actual full color image. Not really all that colorful because the suit is mostly white, but still, it's a really nice image there of the Tallgeese 3. On the back, a little bit about how to put on water slides, and then where those go around on the kit, and then at the bottom are color guides. So for a mobile suit that looks pretty much blue and white, you can see there are quite a few different like little accent colors and stuff on there. I think this is also the painting guide for the pilot figure as well, for the character figure, which we're going to have in the seated version, I suppose. So, alright, so going through the parts list, with this being a Bandai kit, P-Bandai kit, God, I can't get that straight. With this being a P-Bandai kit, you're going to have a lot of leftover parts, as tend to happen when we have a mostly recolored kit. So you can see XXXX. Really not that many leftover parts. A lot of leftover polycaps, but that's not unusual. Really not that many leftover parts as I've seen with other P-Bandai color swap kits, but for the construction, it's going to be starting off with the body first, then body, then head. Love that crest on the Tallgeese 3. Then arms, then legs, and then the waist, putting that all together, and then onto the backpack, those cool thruster pods on the backpack, and then onto the weapons, the mega cannon and the shield. So we got all of that, and then finally just our heat whip there. We've got a whole bunch of those things to snap together, just 2 parts and a polycap, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun seam line removal on that. Then how everything opens on it, like the back skirts and backpack all opens up. Mount again onto an action base. We are going to have an action base connector, and let's get into the runners. Right, so here's our foil sticker sheet for this kit, just 2 foil stickers here. I think this one goes like in the inside of the head, and this one goes for just its regular kind of visor on the outside. And our water slide decal marking sheet for this, so some nice water slides here. It's mostly just kind of your standard caution markings, things like that, but we do have a few specific for the Tall Geese 3 there, Oz, and then another Tall Geese 3 one there. So yeah, but they are nice. They're in like dark gray and white and red, and of course really nicely detailed here. For our Beam Saber effect parts, this is SB4 from the year 2000, so I believe, if I remember correctly, this was originally from the Master Grade Wing Gundam Zero, which would be like the Angel Wing version. This is like the original Wing Master Grade kit, and I believe is what these were originally from. So like they're slightly curved and have a little bit of like a little bit more of like a sword kind of effect to them. PC207 for our polycap runner, just standard polycaps in regular gray color. Then we've got our A runner here, which is actually kind of in 2 pieces. This one is also marked A. So we've got some blue parts here. So again, just the way that they had to separate the colors, they had to separate that off into a separate runner. Unfortunately, it's kind of annoying, but those are all, it looks like mostly parts for the head and the chest, so it should be pretty easy to get those out of the way first. Then a couple of clear parts here, again, for the inner kind of camera eye, and then just the outer visor. And then a few red parts over here just for a few vent details. Then we got runner B1 here, just all the white in this kit is kind of like an off-white, just a slightly very, very light gray color. And I think that'll look pretty nice. It's kind of nice than just like normal blinding white. And then we do have also runner B2, which is a copy of this half of the runner here. And C1 is getting into some inner frame parts, obviously a part for the circle shield, which we won't use. But again, this is all just from the original, just Master Grade Tall Geese 1, so nothing really new yet. We also have runner C2, which is a copy of this section here. Runner D, some more off-white parts here for our hands, some parts here like for the shoulders. I think that's actually for the midsection there. That kind of like crotch thruster, and that just for a few more smaller pieces. Runner E here is back to the inner frame and back to that inner frame light, kind of warm gray color. And this runner is actually in ABS. So these are going to be sort of the joint parts and things that are a little bit more load-bearing in terms of the articulation of it. The runner F here is a little bit odd, and unfortunately I don't really remember the original kit well enough, but I guess the original kit was maybe just that part was the F runner, because here these are obviously new parts for the new shield, which wouldn't have been included with the original kit. But this section of the runner seems that like this whole part is sectioned off here. So these are the new shoulder parts, I believe. Yes, these are the new shoulder parts, because we do have other shoulder parts like that on a different runner. So I guess maybe this section here at the bottom is new. This section here at the top is old, because this is still just marked for the original Tall Geese. It's not marked for this specifically for the Tall Geese 3. Runner G here, finally getting into some more colors. We have runner G1 with just a whole bunch of blue parts. It's a nice blue. To be honest, I think I'd maybe go a little bit lighter when painting this. This kind of shade of blue is not really to my personal taste, but should be pretty nice. And then runner H1 here, this is just torso parts and side skirts, and then here is like the original shoulder armor for the Tall Geese 1, which we won't use in this case. And runner I1 here, these are going to be some inner frame parts like for the backpack, but here you can see this section of the runner is new. Again, that's some new shield parts here, so you can see where the gates for the runner are, where that would have been sectioned off on the original kit. But on this kit, we have the addition of that, because the runner is still just marked for the original Tall Geese. We do also have a runner I2, which is inner frame parts there for the side skirts. But then we get something interesting here. This is runner I again, but this runner is in ABS, and this is actually from the Master Grade Epyon EW. So these would be like the parts, because the Epyon EW has the same heat whip. So these are just the little ABS connection parts for that. Instead of using polycaps, it actually uses these kind of like harder pieces for the connections for that. And so we do have 2 of this I runner. The runner J here is finally getting into some new parts specific for this kit. So we're back to blue here, and these are going to be some new parts for the shield, thrusters. I think those are on the backpack or on the side skirts, or yeah, I think so, right? Maybe. And then blue parts here for that mega particle cannon, mega cannon. Yeah, a little bit kind of scuffed on there, but should be alright anyway. Alright, then we got runner K1 here, and this is an interesting runner because this is another new runner specific, and it's specifically marked Tall Geese 3 for this kit. Here we can see all of the parts there for the Heat Whip. Now, I was expecting those parts to also be borrowed from the Epyon Gundam, or Epyon. And is Epyon a Gundam? Yeah, I guess it is. Anyway, so I was expecting those parts to also come from that kit, but apparently not. So we do have a runner K2 here, which is a copy of that section. Also on this runner, we have our new pilot figure. So our standing Zex Marquis figure there, and a seated figure. So that's pretty cool. Not always the P-Bandai variants give you a specific pilot figure. Runner L here, some more new parts. This looks like it's pretty much mostly for the cannon, looks like here on runner L. This one, again, I'm happy that they did a totally new mold for this rather than just taking the one from the old 1/100 scale kit, which I think they maybe could have done. But luckily it's all new in this case, and in a nice different color gray as well, so it's going to be different from the gray of the inner frame. Runner M1 here, and you can see it's just in a nice brown color, which is going to be for the cables for that Mega Cannon, and as you can see, here's what the marking on the new runners is, just Tall Geese 3 there. And then last but certainly not least, runner M2, just that one little yellow piece for the head crest. So that's going to do it for the unboxing. Thank you guys as always for watching. If you have questions, comments, leave those down below. If you guys want to know where you can still buy this kit, I don't know. I would maybe recommend trying maybe eBay. Amazon, maybe, if you're lucky, you might be able to find some there too from some seller, like third-party seller in Japan or something like that. Mandarake, Amami both have online shops as well, so you can check those out. Anyway, just do some Googling. I'm sure you can probably still find one for sale if you really want to pick one up. If you want to wait for the review, I'll have that video coming up for you guys next. Stay tuned for that. See you guys then. Bye-bye.